Hello mate, you alright? Hello mate, you alright? Yeah, good, good. Anyway, I've got this six-pack cream. All you got to do is just rub it on and it will just create a six-pack. It's unbelievable. Honestly, seriously, I don't want anything for it. Just take it. Honestly, just take it. Just take it. Wow. Alright, okay, you sure? Oh, thanks. Wow. Yes! Hello and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be talking about the best exercises to get your abs popping. Now, abs are the sexy muscle, aren't they? They're the thing that everybody just seems to want, and I'm sure if you were to do a poll on a load of women, they would all say that the sexiest muscles that you can have defined and shown would be your abs. I mean, even if you don't have that much muscle mass, if you've got a good set of abs, then it just seems to make everything just seem so much better. So we know why you would want them, but how do you get them? Well, sadly, there isn't any special exercise or magic cream that is gonna get you abs. Unfortunately, that is the honest truth. I know that the title might seem like a little bit of clickbait now, but I just want to tell you straight that there is no magic exercise or anything else that is going to get your abs to show. Unfortunately, that is a harsh reality of it. You can do all the crunches in the world and that isn't going to get you your abs. What is going to get abs is having a low body fat percentage. That is what is going to get your abs to show and to give the appearance of being very defined, because, well, you will be. So you need to get your body fat down so that you can see the outline of your muscles and the outline of your abs. Now, I don't want this video to be about diet and nutrition because I do want to focus on the exercises for your core in this video. But if you do want to get your body fat percentage down and know how to do that, then I'll put a link in the description for one or maybe a couple of videos that should be able to help you to get on your way. See, because of this fact, and now you know that abs is just purely about having a low body fat percentage, you see some people with really good abs in terms of they're defined and visible and look great, but yet they can barely do any decent core exercises, and vice versa. You see some people that are slightly overweight, no definition on their abs whatsoever, but yet their ability to do core exercises is incredible. Having said all that though, I do think you really should be training your abs, even though training them isn't necessarily going to get them to show and to get that look you're looking for. It really is vital that you make sure that you're doing your core exercises, and I will explain why. So your core is there to support you posturally, to support your posture along with your back. It supports your spine and it also protects vital organs. It helps you with your balance and your stability. It is very, very important, and there is no exercise, and I mean no exercise, that you will do in the gym that does not involve your core to some extent. Even if it's just to hold you still, or if it is actually a prime mover in the actual exercise, it is always in use. For that reason, I think it is so important that you make sure that you have a nice and strong core. It's going to help you when you're trying to hit big lifts for sure in the gym, and it's just going to help with overall health really. If you've got a strong core, then you're going to be more stable, going to prevent injuries and possibly even long-term damage if you make sure that you have got a nice, solid and stable core. So with all that in mind, what exercises would I recommend? Well, I actually have 4 exercises for you. So to understand why these 4 exercises I feel are the best, let's first quickly look at the responsibility of the abs and their movement. So we have the raising of the legs and the upward rotation of the hips. We have rotation. We have lateral side movement, and we also have spinal flexion or forward bending. So first one we have is the hanging leg raise, which is working the lower portion of the abs, which aid the raising of the legs and rotation of the hips. This is my favourite core exercise for several reasons. Number one is it requires a high level of control to keep yourself from swinging. So try to always keep your legs in front of you and don't tilt backwards when you lift your legs. Your upper body should stay very still, and it should just be your hips rotating, your legs raising. The other reason I love this exercise is that there is so many progressions. You can do knee tucks, and then you can straighten your legs, which is going to make it harder, all the way up to a full straight leg. And you can then also raise your legs higher. So the higher your legs go and the straighter your legs, the harder it is going to be. You can also then add a weight when you get really confident with it. Now, I personally use these arm sleeves, but it means that I don't have to worry about my grip. The last thing I want is for my grip to go before my abs are even fatigued. But you can do it by just holding the bar if you want to. My second exercise for you is Russian twists, which will focus on the rotation movement. Another great exercise because of the level of progressions that you have. You can start sat upright with your feet on the floor if you're a beginner and just focus on placing your hands by your side. You can then progress up to be more tilted backwards, raising your feet off the floor, which is going to make it harder. And you can then reach much further behind you as well to really exaggerate that twist. You can also then add a weight like with the other exercise if once you get more confident and you want to make it that much harder. Next one is side bends, which are called exactly what they are, side bends. This focuses on the lateral bend of the spine and the oblique muscles which run along the side of your abs. These are most definitely the muscles that are a hit with the ladies, for sure. I mean, the reason why Cristiano Ronaldo's body looks so good is because he's got these pop-in obliques. I think it gives it that V taper that every guy seems to want. Progressions are also dead easy with this one. You simply add more resistance, either increase the weight of the dumbbell, or if you're using a resistance band, you can shorten the band by having your hand placement closer to your feet, or just use a thicker band. Make sure you're stretching right down on both sides as you perform the exercise. You want a full stretch and a full contraction when you're doing the movement. So next up, and actually my last suggestion for you, is the good old-fashioned crunch. But it isn't just as straightforward as just doing a crunch, because I think you need to really perform this exercise properly in order to prevent injury and also to really get the most out of it. So set yourself up so that your back is flat on the floor and your knees are bent so that your feet sit flat on the floor and your fingertips just reach the top of your knees when your arms are outstretched in front of you. Now here's the important part. You're going to focus more on rotating your rib cage towards your legs as opposed to sitting straight up, which should focus the movement on your upper portion of your abs rather than your hip flexors, which are just at the top of your hips. So ever noticed when you've done crunches before where you just get that sort of pain at the top of your leg? That's because you're focusing your efforts on your hip flexors rather than on the upper portion of your abs. So to help focus on this, you need to keep your lower back in contact with the floor and don't allow it to arch upwards. Progressions with this, again, are pretty damn easy. You can straighten your hands above your head, which is going to make it harder because you're increasing the lever. And then to make it even harder, you can then hold on to a weight. But make sure when you do progress to using a weight that you make sure that you are using strict form with it, because you can quite easily get the form out, and it's just make sure that you're doing the same form regardless of the progression that you're doing. So there you go. Sadly, that is the end of the video, but hopefully I've given you 4 really useful core exercises which are going to focus on all the movements that your abs are responsible for, build up that strength to help you to have a strong core in order to perform your big lifts and to keep yourself stable, balanced and healthy, really. So hopefully I have been able to shed some useful information. You now know how you can get your abs to show, and again I will put links to videos in the description to help you to get your body fat percentage down if you need to, and hopefully I've provided some good exercises to really strengthen that core. Thank you very much for watching. Please, if you like the video, then hit the like button, and if you want to see more, then hit the subscribe button, and hopefully I will then see you in the next one. Bye for now.